So what's up, everyone? Another greenhouse tour. I got it right that time.
Yeah.
So we actually got some exciting news. All of our stuff came in, so we don't know if we're gonna do it in a vlog or do it for the next garden tour, but we're gonna put it all together, and you're gonna see what we're gonna do for heat and the tunnels, what we're using for the tunnels and everything. So that's cool. The last thing came a day ago, so super pumped for all of that. We can get all that set up.
Yeah, as soon as we find the time to do it, because...
Yep. Thankfully, it's going to be actually pretty warm. It's going to be in the 40s in the day. 20s at night, but that's okay. You're going to see what's going on in here. It's pretty cool and pretty exciting. So
yeah.
Let's go and get her done. So the onions, they're doing really good. I'm like super excited about them because they're still growing and they're still doing really good. They're growing fast because I actually snipped all the tops on all of them and they grew it all back, so I could snip them all again and just keep doing it. And then what we can do is put them in the house and put them in the freezer and eat them for some eggs or whatever we want. So these carrots, these are atomic reds and they got that frost damage, but you know, they're still hanging in there. It doesn't seem like they're really growing, at least the green part's not anymore. So hopefully the hoop will help that and have that grow a little better. And then the bell peppers, they're still green at the bottom, you guys. So I really think that by putting these hoops on them and then heating the soil is gonna help. And I'm willing to bet in the end of January, beginning of February, they're gonna start growing. I really think so. Because I think the soil is gonna help staying warm. Yeah, I just have a feeling.
Can we quote you on that?
Yeah, hold me to it.
I don't know if you can hear those chickens in the background, but they are quite loud. They must be laying some eggs for us. We've been getting so many eggs, which is so awesome, especially with those onion tops coming in and all of our greens in here. But our carrots, none of them are sprouting yet. We've got those ones, the atomic reds that were planted a long time ago, but the other ones, they aren't sprouting. So we're trying to decide if we need to keep it moister in here or if warming up the soil is gonna help a little bit to get those going. Hopefully they do at least sprout, because that would be a real bummer and a lot of carrot seed that I used up. Our radishes, look at these. They're still doing really good. They're not getting soft or anything, so we're gonna actually bring a couple of these in for supper tonight and breakfast greens for the morning.
So the radishes, the ones that don't have the bulbs that we're cutting the tops off, we're gonna still continue cutting these tops off. And as the other ones grow that are down here, we're gonna take one row of them and we're gonna keep cutting, trimming the tops, not cutting them all the way off, but taking leaves off and see if they do the same thing where they don't produce the bulbs. So that's gonna be the part where we experiment, is down there. And these, I think we're just gonna leave and keep taking the leaves off as we can, and just keep letting them produce greens for us throughout the winter.
The celery is kind of funny because if you remember back to when I planted it here, it was one of those like, hey, I'm gonna try this and we'll see what happens. And what I did was I just dumped in our celery microgreen seeds after I was done growing them in the house because it seemed like not all of them sprouted. Well, clearly they didn't. So what's happening now, it's like the celery is actually thinning itself in a way. We're noticing a lot of it is kind of like dying back, yellowing. But then look at this. There's some that just has brand new growth and it's doing well. It's got a really strong stem. Is it a celery stem? Stick? Celery stick? But it's really cool to just kind of see how it's doing that for itself. Should I have thinned it? Yes, if we wanted it for celery. Did I thin it? No. But we have been able to use the greens for salad and things like that, which is nice as well.
So the lettuce is still growing really fast, and we are really liking the mixed lettuce. The red it's got different flavors, so it's really nice when you put it in a salad. And then we've been having sandwich with our homemade sourdough bread. And we have the lettuce sandwich. Yes, we also put other things in there, not just lettuce, but we just put the lettuce. We just like this lettuce, so we're definitely gonna keep this mix and then grow it some more.
So our greens that we planted that weren't sprouting, we were getting a little nervous about, but they have sprouted. I just laughed when I came out here and looked at where I planted our iceberg lettuce, because if you're familiar with iceberg lettuce, that's literally a head of lettuce, like basic lettuce. But I must have dropped a few seeds because we've got a whole grouping right here that. I'm not really sure what's gonna happen there, but at least they're sprouting. Our Buttercrunch lettuce hasn't come up yet, so hopefully it does. Those were seeds we planted in the past, so I'm not sure why it hasn't sprouted yet, but hopefully it does. Same with our mustard, nothing yet, but we have never planted mustard before, and we were accidentally sent a few extra packets of mustard this year, so I'm not sure if we're gonna like it if it does come up. Same with the radicchio, it hasn't sprouted yet. This is the first year we've tried to plant it, and we tried in another spot and it never sprouted as well. So we'll kind of see how that goes, but I am very excited because the one thing I wanted to come up did. We saved seeds for the first time ever this year, and we weren't really sure we were doing it right, but we were doing our best, following directions and just kind of trying to learn as we go. And we saved Norfolk spinach seeds, and I planted them, and it literally looks like they all sprouted. There are just so many little sprouts of more spinach coming up. And the funny thing is, the one thing that's doing so amazingly well in here is our baby spinach. So we probably didn't need that spinach, but it's gonna be awesome because we can put this in our fresh salads, in our soups, in our hot dish, and same with the Norfolk spinach. And if we have too much, I can freeze it. So that will be really nice to have this winter. Even if it doesn't last in here, it'll last in the freezer.
So I was watering the onions, and all of a sudden there was like a tiny little hole, and then it kept getting bigger and bigger, and all of a sudden it's gone, and there's a big tunnel. So we got a mole. So I'm definitely gonna have to get some juicy fruit and get that in here, because I don't want a mole living in here all winter, especially destroying our onions. Work too hard for those.
Thanks for watching. We hope you enjoyed this garden tour, and if you want to see more videos from the two of us, or Matt, or me, or our whole family, be sure to click that subscribe button down below if you aren't subscribed already.
And if you laughed or even got anything good out of this video, give it a thumbs up. Glad you got to see us again.
Bye.
Bye.
Almost left our radishes out here. We would have missed those. Or been really sad when we saw them out here later. I didn't know we were smiling right now. I was like waiting for you to talk.